Today, I'll continue our strategy topic on ROI, or return on investment, with some eye-opening realities. In the Confessions of a Workaholic, yes, that would be me, out comes the heavy equipment. In addition, we'll show off the 5-axis cutting capabilities of our Forever Green Award winner. Finally, stay around until the end, and I'll share a simple tip that'll make your life easier. You're watching the only online TV program with proven strategies that grow highly profitable manufacturing companies. I'm your host, Greg Lake, and welcome to Forever Green Manufacturing TV. In our last episode, I talked about return on investment, or ROI. And as you'd expect, the slant was on leveraging technology to improve efficiency, specifically office efficiency. Now, I'm sure you're thinking, Greg, it's your business. You sell this stuff. Why wouldn't you think about technology? Let me back up a bit. Just over a month ago, I met the CEO of an organization who asked me, do you know your why? Not quite getting his drift, I asked him to explain. Come to find out, your why is simply why you do the things you do. After a mind-probing and somewhat personal series of questions, he ended up telling me that my why is that I'm driven to make things easy. Well, I have to tell you, this executive knew me for maybe 30 minutes at best. And it took me no time to think about it. He was absolutely right. From my love of technology, to the development of our products and services, to my enjoyment of new tools. Now wait a minute, is that an enjoyment or an obsession? I'll let you be the judge of that. Well, anyway, to the Forever Green Manufacturing Awards, recognizing companies for using our products to streamline their organization. Yes, my why is that I'm driven to make things easy. This CEO wasn't focused on what I do today. He'd never heard of Forever Green Manufacturing TV. He was talking about my life. Interesting stuff, to say the least. What's even more interesting, he said it's nearly impossible to change your why. It's, kind of like it's part of your DNA. Oh darn, it looks like I'm wired forever to improve efficiency, and my life is going to be spent forever making things easy. Snap out of it, Greg. Let's get back to ROI and why the office needs to be efficient. I'm going to spell it out as simply as I can. Your office determines the amount of inventory you carry, and if they're not efficient in what they do, your organization will pay for that with excessive inventory. It's as simple as that. Think about it. The shop handles inventory from the time it hits receiving docks, moves it through production, and ships it out the door. Even in a lean organization, they don't determine how much inventory to carry. It's the office that does. And it's the office that creates the bill of materials, the routings. They do the scheduling, planning, and purchasing. They gather the information that comes from the customer, gets sent to vendors, goes to the shop floor and throughout the enterprise. And when the office is inefficient, your company pays for it in 3 ways. First, they as a group negatively impact the ability of the shop to perform. Well, that's from the last episode. Second, their inefficiency causes your organization to carry too much inventory. And while the first 2 hurt your company's cash flow, not to mention the bottom line, the third way is the subject of the next episode. So my message is, make your office efficient. Make their work easy. Automate what you can, and the results will pay for themselves over and over and over again, year after year. Until then, adopt these strategies, use these methods, do these things as I have done, and you will be forever green. Speaking of easy, you have to see what we're adding to both Doc-Trak and Shop-Trak. This stuff is fun, really cool, and talk about easy. Oh, by the way, feel free to share this information with others in your organization. After all, my job is to make your job easy. If you remember from a prior episode, we remodeled a cabin on a lake in northern Wisconsin. By the way, we put the cabin up for sale last summer, and well, in this economy, it's still for sale. During the construction, there was a lot of heavy work that needed to be done, and it just wasn't suited to using the excavator. That was an easy fix. I just used my skid steer. Actually, this is my second skid steer. The first one was an older unit with wheels. It worked great until I found that it had trouble dealing with the steep hills by the cabin, and it finally wore out. The new one has tracks, and it can go through almost anything and climb nearly any hill. This guy was up to the task. I used it to haul dirt, gravel, sand, boulders, landscape material, you name it, the skid steer moved it. What's also great about these units is you can rent attachments to handle almost any job you have. I already had a bucket for digging, hauling, and grading, so when it came time to break up the side steps of the house to make room for a garage, the skid steer was the ticket. That cement staircase was so heavy that my 28,000-pound excavator could hardly move it. Bring in the jackhammer. All I can say is that thing worked great. In about 20 minutes, I had the staircase broken into 1,000 pieces. I rented other attachments for the remodel as well. Here's an attachment I used to drill holes for the support post foundation for the front door entry porch. And just so you can see it, here's the nearly finished porch. Oh, by the way, here's a picture of the finished garage where the staircase used to be. I love to work, and seeing the finished project is exciting for me. As I've said before, with the right tools, the world is just a great big sandbox. Isn't technology great? We're here to present another Forever Green Manufacturing Award to a great company. This award is presented to companies that use Sightline ERP and the Lake Company's Doc-Trak, LaborTrak, Shop-Trak, or enterprise analytics applications to improve their business performance while reducing their carbon footprint. This Forever Green Manufacturing Award is presented to PRC Laser Corporation for their use of LaborTrak and Doc-Trak to accelerate the speed of doing business. In fact, they did it so well, I'm going to label their strategy as Ninja. Check it out. I spoke to Janet Saccone, Materials Manager at PRC, who said, before we implemented LaborTrak, our buyers spent the majority of their day pushing out, pulling in, and expediting materials from our suppliers. It consumed a lot of time and effort, not only internally, but with our suppliers as well. With LaborTrak, we implemented Kanban replenishments and tied the Kanbans to blanket purchase orders in Sightline. As a result, our suppliers receive real-time Kanban pull signals with no paperwork at all. Janet went on to say that saved 65 to 70% of our buyers' time every day. With the time savings, we instituted a stocking program which led to lower inventory levels at PRC as well as for our suppliers. The lower inventories reduced each of our investments in inventory as well as our exposure. As a result, our suppliers love the program. Thanks, Janet, for a great story. 65 to 70% time savings and a reduction in inventory? Not only is that totally ninja, but it also supports my earlier strategy segment as a real-life example of how improving administrative and office efficiency becomes the driver to controlling inventory. Janet went on to say that PRC Laser uses LaborTrak and Doc-Trak for much more than just Kanban replenishments, as their purchase orders are delivered electronically. All of their job control and ECN documents are linked to Sightline, as well as attaching drawings to be used throughout the organization. Interestingly, Janet played down the obvious paper savings, saying the real benefits were the time savings. Their staff doesn't waste any time looking for documents throughout the company. It's all instantaneous. For a little background, PRC Laser is located in Landing, New Jersey. For over 20 years, PRC has been a leading manufacturer of industrial CO2 lasers for a wide variety of material processing applications, including cutting, welding, and converting. PRC is focused on building reliable lasers and helping manufacturers around the world implement laser-based solutions. PRC's modular design concept and open control architecture allow them to offer customized laser solutions to OEMs for new equipment. In addition, they retrofit advanced laser technology into older equipment for end users. To see how their incredible technology works in 3D 5-axis equipment, check out the video I found on the website of one of their OEM customers. You'll see the link below this video. Thanks, Janet and the entire team at PRC Laser. You're very deserving of this award, demonstrating improvements in the speed of doing business, as well as being a steward of the environment. The award is on its way. For more information on PRC Laser Corporation, Visit their website at www.prclaser.com. Before we finish, I came across a tip that I think you'll like. Don't know if you're like me, but I work out nearly every day. For the longest time, my iPod earbud cord would get all tangled up, forcing me to be like a dad on a fishing trip with family, spending all my time getting tangles out of the kids' fishing lines. Been there, huh? To fix that, all you do is grab the earbud between the thumb and a finger and wrap the cord around the index finger and then loop back and forth between the other finger. Just keep going back and forth, and when you get a few inches left, take the cord and wrap it around a few times. And then finally, take the end of the cord and put it through where your index finger was, and give it a tug. And there you've got it. A nice, neat, organized cord that makes it easy to carry around. Whenever you need it, it's a piece of cake. Just pull out the end, grab your earbuds, pull, and it separates. Voila, no tangles. If you have a tip or comment, feel free to leave it below. I'll feature them on an upcoming episode. Hope you enjoyed watching Forever Green Manufacturing TV. On behalf of the entire staff of the Lake Companies, thanks for watching.